This video will be the 5/8 inch seam. You'll need 2 pieces of muslin for this one as well. Again, trim off the frayed edges or make a fresh cut so you have 2 clean edges that you can lay perfectly together to sew. But first we want to mark a 5/8 inch line. On this sample, I'm going to do it on both sides just so you can see how that works. So again, I've got my gridded ruler. 5/8 of an inch, this is 1/8, 2/8, 3, 4, and 5. So you want to line the edge of your fabric up along this line. Oh, I hope everybody could see. I just noticed there's a glare there. I apologize. See, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/8. So you line your edge of your fabric up along that line. Once I've got it lined up at 5/8, I'll draw my line. There we go. And let me put another one on this side. Or this piece, excuse me. Here we are. 5/8. Now I have 2 pieces of fabric with a 5/8 inch line. When we're constructing a costume, the side with the markings will be considered the wrong side of the fabric. The side without the markings is the right side of the fabric. So when you're sewing a seam, you want to put right sides together. No markings, put those together. Then you line up your edge. And if your lines are drawn accurately, they should be perfectly lined up. But to ensure that, let's put a pin in the end and put a pin in this end. And this next step is how you make sure your lines are perfectly lined up. You put your pin along the line and you check the back side, and look, it's coming out on the line. Let's put it in on the line and push it through, and it's coming back out on the line. Do you see how that pin lays perfectly on that line? And on this side, it's doing the same thing. That way you know you have your seam perfectly lined up. And we're ready to sew. Again, you'll use a straight stitch here. Your machine should be set at 0 stitch width, 3 for the stitch length. Lower your presser foot. And you can tell where your line is. There's a groove in these feet, in these presser feet, that you can line up right in the center. And my line is running right in that groove. So that way I know that I'm centered and perfect. Also, over here is the 5/8 inch demarcation on the throat plate. I don't know if you can see that in the dark, but you line that edge up on 5/8 and you should be perfect. You can use that 5/8 if you don't have a stitch line drawn. That's how you know. I am a little off at the beginning. I will correct that. I back stitched and I want to sew down this line. Pull your pins out as you go. And back stitch at the end. And that's your 5/8 inch seam. Pull your pins out. Oops, sorry. And there we are. You'll open that up. You can see the right side. And the wrong side is where your seam allowance is, and you'll want to press that open over at the iron.